So it's been 6 months since I quit my job, and I'm still job hunting. I still don't have a new job, and you haven't seen me in quite a while because I have not filmed any new videos or posted anything. And that is largely because I don't know what to post. I don't know what to do, and I don't know if I'm as much of a YouTuber as I thought I was. And yes, this is a mic attached to a pen. I'm trying something new. I have audio recording on my iPad right now, and it is so that I can film with my fan on because it is very warm in my room otherwise, and I don't like to be sweaty all the time. So we're gonna see how this works. If it's terrible, we're just gonna pretend this never happened. But yes, I'm still unemployed. It's been 6 months. I left my job in the middle of December and it is now the end of May, and I have not gotten anything yet. I've applied to about 60 jobs. I've had 2 job interviews, and I have gotten probably about 6 straight up rejections. One of them was from Sephora as a beauty advisor, which I admit I was not qualified for, but there's something about being rejected from a retail job that makes you question things. Because what do you mean I was rejected from a retail job? It has not been the best time with the job market. The job market is terrible. Everyone knows this. Everyone always talks about it. And the job market's basically never good. Like, since I graduated, I don't think there's ever been a good point in the job market, but it's been especially terrible. And I know this because so many people I know have taken months and months to find a job. The average is between 6 to 9 months, I believe, and I'm at the 6 month mark. Am I being too picky in some cases? Yeah, I probably am. But also, I would like to be paid my worth. But I'm also seeing a lot of job postings where employers are asking for employees to perform the tasks of maybe 3 to 5 different people instead of hiring a team of 3 to 5 different people. So you have one overworked and underpaid person, and I don't want to be that anymore because that's what I was. I was overworked and underpaid. But of course, companies don't want to pay people, so job hunting has been a little bit difficult in that regard. So what have I been doing? I have continued applying for jobs. I have made some TikTok videos about it, and people have gotten mad at me for saying this about the job market, that it's not good. People have gotten upset with me for saying that I don't think it's fair for a company to expect a marketing person to also be an expert videographer and video editor and email marketing expert and to do a bunch of different things. I even saw a job posting where a social media person was in charge of crisis comms, which you should not be in charge of crisis comms if you do social media. That's not how it works. People have also gotten upset with me for saying that $2,900 to $3,300 is not a livable wage, and people were arguing with me that it was as long as you lived in a different country or as long as you shared a bedroom with another human being. In which case, I had to explain to them that when you caveat an argument, it no longer becomes a valid argument because a caveat is an exception to the rule. It is not the rule. And if you tell me that something works because and only because of caveats, you are failing to make a persuasive argument. And then someone said all they heard was me having an accent, which meant that I wasn't allowed to talk about Singapore because that meant I didn't know anything about Singapore and I was delusional and out of touch. And then another person told me that I had to make a statement as if I was a company because I said that companies should pay their employees fairly. And they said that that meant that consumers and clients would bear the brunt of companies needing more money when I was like, you can just pay your C-suite employees less. And then they were like, well, yeah, you need to say this. And I was like, well, I'm not qualified to say certain things because I have no business or economic backgrounds. I don't have any of those qualifications. And they were like, no, you have to say it. You can't do that. It's a cop-out answer if you say that you're not qualified. And I was like, I'm not claiming to be qualified. I literally said I'm a book content creator. But anyways, those were my adventures with job hunting. Safe to say it sucks. It's been terrible. I've not enjoyed it. I hate that companies don't want to send rejection emails anymore. Just put it in your system. I don't think it's that difficult to rig something that sends rejection emails. Why am I waiting around and assuming that if I don't hear back in 2 months, I'm not going to hear back at all? That is so stupid. I get that there's a high volume of applicants, but once upon a time, and by once upon a time, I mean like 30, 40 years ago, people used to get physical rejection letters. So imagine if 300 people applied for the same job. They had to send out 299 rejection letters because only one person got the job. And you're telling me you can't send out 299 emails? That's too much for you when it used to be 299 sheets of paper that went out to every single applicant. So clearly I'm not having a good time. How has content creation been? It's been okay. I don't really know how to build content creation in the sense that I am in a weird niche for Singapore. Books are not as prevalent of a niche as I would like it to be, and the discussions that I have with people tend to either be because of large things like the library changing its logo, me saying that it's really ugly. 10,000 people agreed with me on that. or me commenting on the fact that Kinokuniya, which had the largest bookstore in Singapore, had downsized. Other than that, the discussions around the literary scene is pretty minimal, and again, people like to argue with me in the comments and like, you're not qualified to talk about this. Look, this is the one thing I am qualified to talk about. Books. It was my job. I was a journalist. I was an arts journalist. If there's one thing I'm qualified to talk about, it definitely is books. And people were like, but you can't talk about this. Yum, 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 yum. It's been hard to build my content because of that. I've had some stuff do a little better. That always reaches a US audience or a UK audience, and there's nothing wrong with that except for the fact that it doesn't mean I'm very marketable or very eye-catching to Singapore brands. And unless a company is willing to work with me internationally, which I know is difficult, especially if you have to deal with payments, it's not easy, it's not fun. But I have been enjoying TikTok a lot more. I've not really been enjoying Instagram that much. Absolutely dropped off with YouTube. Not done anything with YouTube. And I don't really know where to go from here. I'm running out of money. I can't stay unemployed too much longer. I am freelancing at the moment, but I don't have enough freelance projects lined up to make ends meet. I probably need to get a part-time job in food service, and I will probably need to take some time off from Pole in order to do that because with food service, my schedule is just very different. Or if I were to work in retail, my schedule would just be very different and I won't be able to take consistent classes anymore. So I am probably going to have to give up Pole for a little bit if I were to take a food service job or some kind of retail job because shift work is just very different from having a traditional 9 to 5. Would I like a traditional 9 to 5? Yeah. Yeah, I would. I have jobs saved on LinkedIn and I need to go through them and I need to apply for more of them. I already sent out like 6 or 7 applications today. Thank goodness for LinkedIn Easy Apply, although I don't always trust it because something about the Easy Apply thing just gives me a weird vibe. All that to say, it's been a while. I don't know what I'm doing in terms of content. My mom keeps encouraging me to do more of this, and I can. And I don't know what it's going to amount to because I don't really know what I'm filming. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know how any of this is supposed to go. Am I supposed to be encouraging? Am I supposed to not be? Am I supposed to be vlogging? Am I supposed to make book videos? What do I do when I don't have much to do? And most of what I spend my day doing is either applying for jobs, watching anime, complaining about the job market, prepping TikToks, reading. The break has been nice, but I really need something else to do, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with content in the meantime to pursue this more and hope that I can get brand deals and hope that I can get brands to notice me and want to work with me. What makes me marketable to them? Especially in Singapore where things are so different and the big three is food, travel, and beauty slash fashion. I'm not in any of those niches. I know how to do my makeup on a very basic level, but I also threw out my foundation because I had it for too long. Like I owned my foundations from the freshman year of college until probably 2 years ago, and that's not good. You should not be putting that on your skin. Not that I was putting that on my skin, but it was just sitting there, and I finally threw it out. I threw out a bunch of makeup that I'd had for about 6 years, so I should not be in the beauty space because clearly I keep my makeup for way too long. I can, I guess, talk about my hair because I have a lot of it. I'm wearing it unstyled today just because I didn't feel like going through a styling routine because I have a lot of hair and it just takes so long. But I'm not really in the beauty space. Like, I'm not as someone who dresses very well. I'm fine. I can dress myself without looking embarrassing. That's it. Travel wise, kind of need money to do that. Not going to be a travel content creator. And I frankly don't care enough about food in order to be a food influencer. I don't have the palate for it. And yes, food is great. I enjoy eating certain things, but I'm not one of those like live to eat people. I'm more of a eat to live kind of person. And what does that leave me with? It leaves me with this video where I tell you that I have no idea what I'm doing. Not much has changed. I'm still unemployed. I am talking into a mic that's on a pen right now. And I don't know how to get to where I want to be. I don't know how to make money off content. I don't know how to continue pursuing content in this space and hope that brands will notice me. A brand did reach out and I'm asking them if they're okay with the fact that I can't promise a video on a skincare product unless it actually works because I don't want to say that something works if it doesn't work for my skin. And until they get back to me, I won't know if they want to continue working with me. I would love to be someone who got PR. I think that would be amazing. I don't know how to build my audience to get to that point, and I don't know if I should be pursuing both YouTube and TikTok at the same time or how to do that really because I don't think I'm a very creative person in terms of camera filming, in terms of the angles that I film with. This is a straight on talking head video because I don't want to have to think about other camera angles. This is all that I want to do. This is fine. Yes, I can do reading vlogs here and there, but then what is long form and what is short form? So what kind of update is this? I don't even really know the answer to that. I just felt like I wanted to make this video to say something and not have to edit it down as much because I have to edit way more on TikTok and I like rambling and I kind of miss this. But what am I doing and how do I do things? I don't really know. It's been frustrating. I will admit that. It's been really frustrating to have to be so cautious about money, to have to be worried all the time. It's frustrating to send out so many job applications and just never hear back and have people tell you that they think a $3,000 salary is perfectly livable. I don't know what the point of this video really is, other than I just kind of want to complain. I still want to pursue content. I know that. I really want to pursue content in some capacity. Maybe I need to give YouTube a fairer shot, another try. I don't know. I don't know what to talk about when it comes to YouTube. I don't know if I can do YouTube the way that YouTube wants me to because I'm not the best at doing TikTok the way that TikTok wants me to either. And I definitely don't do Instagram the way that Instagram wants me to because I do not read enough books by problematic people in order to be on Instagram because Instagram loves their problematic white people, loves to champion that. Bookstagram loves their problematic white people. And TikTok, I can just start arguments with people. That's just so easy. I can just post something and then people will argue in the comments about whether or not my accent has anything to do with the fact that I complain about the Singapore job market. With YouTube, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. I don't really know what makes the most sense in terms of content, and I don't know how to do that. I have been thinking about doing some longer videos about my thoughts on certain things like literature, literacy, the fact that people seem to be struggling to comprehend basic sentences and they choose to misinterpret you all the time. I think that's a really interesting thing that I have been toying with talking about. But I don't know how to do YouTube. I don't know what to do. I'm not good at stuff like that. I'm also not good at intros and outros, and I'm realizing I might be done with what I want to talk about, so this might be the end to this video. There's not much of a point to this except to tell you that I'm still unemployed. I'm still job hunting. Everything sucks. I still want to pursue content. I'm not great at it, but I'm trying. You may or may not see more YouTube videos from me at this point. Okay, yeah, I think I'm done with this video. Was there a point to it? No. Did you get a video out of it? Yeah.